Okay, let's do nominal sentence. In English, all sentences are nominal, or most of them are nominal sentences. It begins with a noun. Okay, English doesn't begin with a verb. Okay, but Arabic begins with a verb, and that's why you have a topic on what is a sentence. Okay, so in Arabic, a sentence is defined by what it is begun with. It either begins with a verb, which is called verbal sentence, or it either begins with a noun, and it is called a nominal sentence. In Arabic, it's called jumla fi'liya. This is just for knowledge. Sentence is called a jumla, and nominal is called ismiya. Okay, the Arabic terms are not important. What's important is you understand what it means. Okay, so we have covered verbal sentence, and we have said at least in a verbal sentence there should be a verb plus a subject. A verb plus a subject. So and this verb plus a subject can also have an object, and sometimes it has a clinger. Alright, sometimes it has a clinger. This sequence is called the original sequence. And like we said, sequence doesn't determine the fundamental meaning of the sentence. It can be the sequence can be resequenced. For example, you can have a verb plus object plus subject, and you can have a verb plus clinger plus subject, and you can have an object plus verb plus subject, and you can have a clinger plus verb plus the subject. And this sequence is called the dramatic sequence. Dramatic sequence. And as we can see in our application on verbal sentences in the Quran, I think most of them are of the original sequence. Okay, in terms of verbal. At least based on the verses that the phrases that we have hacked. What is important in this is that you would always have a VS. VS, 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 and VS. When you come to a noun, when you come to a nominal sentence, it begins with a for example, Aliyun Shaytanun. In terms of type of word, is it noun, verb, or particle? Noun, right? So when you have a nominal, it's a noun, n plus n. It's a noun. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something which you have to pay 1000% attention. Okay, because this is very important. So if I were to say daraba, Aliyun. This is a verb noun, right? What sentence is this? Verbal. What sentence is this? Nominal sentence. Okay. I change it. If I were to shift place, I would say Ali daraba. So you have, instead of VN, you have NV. You have NV. So what's the difference as we discussed just now? What's the difference? Other than this is verbal sentence and this is nominal sentence, what's the difference? The order is different, and that would mean the emphasis is different. The emphasis is on the what comes first. What comes first is the emphasis. But remember, in the first few weeks I told you every verb has a subject. Okay? So this daraba, where's the subject for daraba? If I were to close this, where's the subject? He, right? If I were to open this, where's the subject? Ali, so you don't need the he. Okay? Where's the subject for daraba? It's a he. Because subjects always comes after a verb. After a verb. So when there's no subject here, the subject stays here. Okay? So it's as if daraba is not V, but V and S. V and S. So, okay. Hang on here, okay? I'm going to switch and then switch back here, okay? So, you've got to have good memory. So, forget this first. When you have a nominal sentence, you have an N plus N, which in terms of type of word is called noun. In terms of function, this is called subject, and this is called predicate. Okay? So, Ali is a devil. So, Ali is subject, the devil is predicate. Okay? So, I want you to identify subject and predicate for this sentence. Okay? Nadia is nice. Nadia lagi. Radia is nice. So, Radia is nice. Which one is subject and which one is predicate? Radia is subject because we are talking about her. Okay, what's the story about her? Nice. So, nice is the predicate. So, when you have a nominal sentence, that is always a subject and predicate. When you have a verbal sentence, you have VS. When you have nominal sentence, you have SP. So, those are the 4 letters that you need to put inside your head and make it more memorizable than your name. Okay? Verbal sentence, VS. Nominal sentence, SP. SP. Now, like I said, you have to switch back. Okay? You have something that is called a subject here, and you have something which is called a subject here also. What's the difference? Okay, one is hidden, one is apparent. What else? This is the subject of what? And this is the subject of what? This is the subject of the verb. Is there any verb here? No. This is the subject of sentence. Okay. This is the subject of the sentence. This is the subject of the verb. So when we are talking about VS, we are talking about this subject is the subject of the verb. When we're talking about SP, this subject is the subject of the sentence itself. Okay? And this predicate is the predicate of the subject of the sentence. Okay? Yeah, nothing comes to mind here. Actually, I think for now the predicate is like story. It's like what is it about? No, what is it about is the topic, is the subject. Like we say, siapa lagi? Radia is writing. So sentence is about who? It's about Radia. What is she doing is the predicate. What about her? What they call it news sometimes. Okay? It's like the topic, the subject is the headline and the predicate is the news. Okay? Headline and news. Something like that. So based on what we have said just now, a nominal sentence must have a subject and predicate. And now we have a nominal sentence here, right? Because it begins with a noun. So where is the subject here and where is the predicate here? The subject of the sentence is Ali. The predicate of the sentence is Daraba, which is a VS, which means not only a nominal sentence can be an N plus N, but it can also be N plus VS. N plus VS. It's as if. Did I talk about Inception last week? Have you watched Inception? Yes. Inception is about what? Dream within a dream. Okay? Dream within a dream. Now you have, this one is verbal sentence. Daraba Aliyun, verbal sentence. You have a VS, right? So this is like a dream. VS. Okay? And then you have here, which is SP, which is another sentence, another dream. Okay? But inside SP, there can be a VS. Example, here. See that? This is VS and this is also SP. Nampak tak?
Hierarchy, SP is the top, and then you go down is
Yes. Okay. So do you know the mirror that when you look into the mirror and you see something else and something else, another mirror. If you have two mirrors, right? So it's like that. So you can have Inception times 10 maybe. So you can have a sentence in a sentence in a sentence in a sentence in a sentence. It goes like that. Okay. So a nominal sentence can contain a verbal sentence. A verbal sentence cannot contain a nominal sentence. That's the first time I say that. Okay. Why is this relevant at all? Why is this relevant at all? Right? The question is always that, for the last few weeks, the students always ask, so what, Ustaz? This is relevant at all because because once you go into a sentence, actually a sentence can, a verse in the Quran, a verse can contain 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 4 sentence. That's why it's not enough in the sense that you look at word hacking and you get the meaning from the dictionary. It's enough. At one level, it's enough. You just get sort of surface meaning. But if you want to get really double confirm the meaning, you need to know, okay, how many sentences are there in one verse. For example, I give you one last one because we have not gone into the practice sheet yet. Okay. The verse Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hack that. Any post there? B, right? B. B is preposition. Okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We haven't taken the phrasal structure yet. When we learn the phrasal structure next week, you will know that all this is the clinger. See that? All this is a clinger. What's missing? If pre is not there, it's okay. But is the core there? Right? There should be a post, right? And then a core. And then a pre. Pre is not here, it's okay. But is there any core at all here? There's no core at all here. From here, you know that you have to come up with a core. From here, you know that this sentence is not complete. Even if we read it in English, in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Even in English, there's not a complete sentence. You know why? There's no verb and subject, and there's no subject and predicate. So we have been reading the Quran beginning with an incomplete sentence. Huh?
It's joining with the surah.
No, it doesn't join with the surah. It doesn't join with the surah. Why do you read Bismillah? Huh? Get pahala. Perlindungan. Okay. Can lah. Can. But usually they say, when you read Bismillah, there's a VS in front. It means, I begin in the name of Allah. So that I is the subject. Begin is the predicate. So I begin. Then the sentence is complete. Or I read in the name of Allah. I read in the name of Allah. So there is something that is presumed there. It's like Aqra'u. I read. So this is a VS. There's a VS here. Once there's a VS, that means you have already found that that verse is complete. Sometimes the VS is in the next verse. Sometimes it comes after 10 verses. So from knowing the framework, you know that, oh, a sentence is complete. Like Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. This, itu lagi tak ada. No apa? No core, no post, no pre. So how do you do that? You have to find the pre before, the core before or after. Okay? So that's the benefit of knowing the framework, so that you know, okay, this sentence, this is not a sentence. This verse is not a sentence. It's an elaboration of the previous sentence. Elaboration of the previous sentence. Okay? Yeah, I should write a note on benefits of knowing this. If not, we will keep asking, so what? Right? Okay? At the last week, I will show you a verse, and then you will see, you can hack every word of it in terms of sentence. Then you will see all the benefits of knowing all this. Okay? Now, have I given to you this? The nominal sentence? Belum, Okay. Let's try to do this. Okay, just pass it. Okay. So we are going to first do number 15. Number 15. Allahu muhitun bil kafirin. Allahu muhitun bil kafirin. Okay. We are going to do based on the framework. Okay. This is your secret weapon when you hack a sentence. It may not work all the time, but for now it works when it is guided, okay? So you have a core and a pre and a post. For a nominal sentence, that is always an S and P, okay? Pre will be C4 to C7, post will be the clinger. Okay, now look at Allahu muhitun. Asalnya actually it's wallahu muhitun bil kafirin. The meaning I have written for you, so you no need to refer to your hack book. So what do we do first? What do we do first? Find the post. Is there any post? Bil kafirin is the post. So this is C, right? This is C. Any pre? It is not there, but I just wrote it. Wa. Wa is the pre. So it means N. So this is, and Allah surrounds the believers. Okay, now, there's an additional step when you do nominal. First, you look at the post. Second, you look at the pre. And third, for nominal sentence, you look whether there's a verb or not. Look for the verb. When there's no verb, it means that khalas, this is confirmed a nominal sentence. Is there a verb? No verb. Allah is a noun. Muhitun, tanween is a noun. No verb. That means there is only SP. There is only SP. Since you have 1 and 2, no-brainer, SP. Okay, not shall, but SPC. SPC. So you've got SPC. Is this an original sequence or dramatic sequence? Original sequence because the SP comes together. Except it's the SCP, switch. Then you have a dramatic sequence. Okay, so that is number 15. That is number 15. Now go to number 2. Go to number 2. Wabil akhirati hum yuqinun. Okay, this is also an important structure. Okay. So take this. Okay. Hack while I write it. Is there a clinger? Wabil akhirati is the clinger. Okay. Is there a verb? First, there is no pre because there's nothing from C4 to C7. Whom is not C4 to C7? Whom is C1? Okay? So is there a verb? There is, right? Because of the ya. So when there is a verb, you hack the verb first. So you have a verb, which is see. Okay? And then you have, what's familiar there? Waw nun, which is an S. Okay. Once you do that, this is the second layer. Dah sampai. Second layer. Once you are done with this, and you are left with whom. Whom is not a verb. It's a noun. Most likely, it will be, there is a subject and predicate. When you are left with one, it is always the subject. Okay, it is always the subject. Okay, S, P, always the subject. Then you do the bigger layer. This is called sentence parsing, by the way. If you want to Google it, it's called sentence parsing. So, this is subject. And where's the predicate? The predicate is the VS. See that? So you have two layers. You can have 3, 4 layers even. Okay, but of course, for now you stick to 2. No. Because C is at the front. So it's dramatic, so it becomes C, S, P. C, S, P.
When SP is in the front together, then...
Correct. So when it's dramatic, you know that the emphasis is where? Wabil akhirah. Okay, the original sequence will be they believe in the hereafter. Dramatic sequence is in the hereafter. They believe. Of course, you can go further in the tafsir. You can hack this word, but not now. Okay. So wabil akhirat hum yuqinun. Done. Okay, now go to ulaika humul muflihun, which is number 4. Ulaika humul muflihun. Okay. While I write, identify, is there any post? No post. Is there any pre? No pre. So what is left? The core is what is left. But before we go there, let me tell you something important. When you have this ulaika hum, the meaning is seiras, similar. Those and then they, right? Those, they. What did we say before? When you have a similar word, this one becomes truly. Benar-benar. So mereka itulah benar-benar orang yang berjaya. Those the ones who succeed. Okay, there's also another meaning, but we'll just use this for convenience. Okay. In terms of word hacking, this is enough for you. We don't go for grammar, for sentence hacking. When we see these repeated words, we don't hack it. Okay, so it's out. So when it's out, how many words are there left? 2 words. When there is 2 words, khalas. SP, finish. SP, subject, predicate. Mereka itulah. That's the subject. Ceritanya apa? Orang-orang yang berjaya. The story is that they are the ones who succeed. Okay, that is number 4. Okay. We'll take 2 more. And the rest you do at home. I strongly recommend you do this. Okay, don't skip this. Because this is the basis for whatever that is to come after the next 3 weeks. Okay, 2 more. 2 more would be innama nahnu muslihun. What's the meaning of innama? Number 8. Innama nahnu muslihun. Any clingers? No clingers, no preposition, right? Any pre? Innama. If innama is not in your word hacker, add innama in your word hacker, which means only. I think in the first few sessions we did say innama means only, right? So, anyone left with any verbs? Third step, any verb? Nahnu muslihun? No verbs. Which means chicken feet, SP. So, innama nahnu muslihun is SP. Is SP. Okay. Maybe 1 or 2 last examples before we close, which is, just now we talked about dramatic sequence. Okay, this one is super dramatic sequence. Okay, super dramatic effect, which is number 1. La raiba fihi. La raiba fihi. This one, I think traditionally you will need 1 year to hack this. So, I'll show you how to hack this in 1 minute. Okay? And because we have this framework, it's easy to hack this. Okay? So how do you hack this? The clinger, right? Fihi is the clinger. Done. That is 5 seconds. As in 3 months. We made it in 5 seconds. And then pre. What's the pre? La. Let's say about 3 seconds. Another 3 months. Just by using this framework. And we are done with this and done with this, and you are left with 1. You make sure whether it's a verb or not. Is it a verb? No, right? Fa'al, raib, fa'al, keraguan, doubt. It's not a verb. When it's not a verb, is this a verbal sentence or a nominal sentence? Nominal sentence, okay? Nominal sentence, this one is either subject or predicate. So if it's 1, it's a subject. Is usually a subject. Then you are left to assume what is the predicate, which is not there. That is about 20 seconds. It's about another 4 months of learning. Okay. Now, about 3 to 4 months more, you need to learn what is the predicate that is assumed. This is one of the toughest questions in grammatical analysis. Okay. What you do is this. You just write the meaning. No doubt in it. So you have the sentence here. No doubt in it. This is the clinger. And this is the subject. This is the pre. And then you don't have the predicate. How to do this? You just add in anything you like. That's a new grammar. Add in anything you like. What fits here? What fits in no doubt? Huh? No doubt was in it. No doubt is in it. No doubt exists in it. You know what? It's correct. It's correct. See this? Assumed predicate. Just choose one of those. If there's nothing that is suitable, then use your own. You know why? Because grammar is an invention. grammar is a bid'ah, a good bid'ah. Okay, and because it is an invention, the grammarians have to invent, because they create this framework of understanding this, so they invent the predicate here, assumed predicate. So it would be like originally the sentence is la raiba mawjudun fi. There is no doubt is in it. So, or exists. No doubt exists in it. So there you go. There is a predicate there. That's about 5 minutes of 2 years or 1 year of learning sentence science. Yang dah belajar, betul tak? No, see, they don't even come to this. See, so make it 3 years lah. So kalau Nasruddin ada bagus, dia boleh, because dia pun dah go far, he can vouch for it. This one will save you a lot of time in hacking verbal sentences and in hacking nominal sentences. There are many gems inside here. If you can do it all, at home, I will give you the answer keys, okay? But seriously, if you can do it yourself and then you look at the answer keys, you will benefit more. Okay? So don't try to do it at home, just do it at home. Okay? And we come back next week and maybe discuss a bit of the examples, and then we go into phrasal structures. Now we learn about the core finish, SP or VS. Phrasal structures are what lie under this core. Okay, it lies under this core here and it lies here. Once we are done with phrasal structures here and here, we will go more into clingers and the pre-stuff. And once you have the big picture, any verse, you can sort of take out the functions, the deeper meanings in terms of grammar. Any questions? The sequence would be as, and this one would be bracket because it's assumed. So SPC. SPC. It will be dramatic sequence, right? Dramatic sequence because the predicate is disappeared. Okay, the predicate is disappeared. So if you have another one which is lahum adab, there are two dramas here. Okay, actually I'm going back to the lesson. So lahum adab, two dramas. The first drama is what? The first drama is the clinger goes to the front. The second drama is you are left with a noun which is either a subject or predicate, which means it's a subject because it's alone. Okay, and the predicate is assumed. Lahum adabun mawjud, for example. Okay, so punishment is for them. So there are two dramas. The clinger comes in front and the predicate is disappeared. So two dramas there. So there are many dramas in the Quran that it suffices you to no need to watch the Cinetrons. Okay, I know it's lame, but yeah. Any question? That was like months. Actually, exaggeration, 1 year, 2 years, but it's months. It's months. People learn sentence and they don't get here because of this framework. This is important. This, I guarantee you, based on my readings, I haven't found it anywhere. You will find it here only. Kan dah berbual macam Singlish dah, itu dah. But seriously, okay? You stand by this framework, and then next week we will also use this framework sampai habis. Later, at the end, kita akan use sentence parsing. When you know all the functions, the 22 functions of nouns, you will use sentence parsings. So every line of the Quran, you can sparse the functions of the nouns. Okay? Thank you so much. We end with tasbih kafara in Surah Al-Asr. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-'asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.